wanted to do something fun today, but it just keeps on raining, so you can't do anything. So this thing, carb was leaking, like the needle was leaking on it. Alright. I took apart the carb, wherever it is now, I don't know. Water gets in here, just everything you do, it just will get reversed. So we took that apart, we kind of unstuck that with a rebuild kit, but then I was looking at the plug wire on it, going, wow, there's a big like worn spot on the very bottom. It was right here. It routes through like the plug wire, and it's all husky. It goes through here, it goes through here, it goes through here, it goes through here, but right about there and there, right about there to here, there was a big cut in it. And big cut in it. And SMP, is it Standard Motor Parts? I don't know, maybe they sell it. It was leaking, and when it gets close to the case, tick, 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 tick. I see how you get to the coil now, though. You just got to take this front cover off and get to the coil, but it's going to start downpouring soon. But anyway, I cranked it at night. It really goes when you take the cap off the plug, and you put it next to it, and jump, 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 jump. Still going, still see it, and then it kills the spark. So I tried to patch it with this liquid electrical tape. I go, that's not going to work. So we need a new wire. My question is, for the small engine gurus, probably this is a 5mm wire. Probably. Okay, we can reuse our heat tape and everything. This boot we can reuse, most likely. And you can get the wire, and it should unscrew from here, so I can reuse the cap and the connector. I can reuse my tape, haha. And it should unscrew from the coil on the other end. I've seen a lot of these people with these Husqvarna 323Ls, and the wire is messed up, and they buy the whole coil when you don't need to. So 5mm wire, you think? I say it's 5mm wire. I had wire off one of these. I had a whole spare thing with the cap and everything. I junked the whole thing. I had this whole piece, but it was messed up and really worn. People are buying crap on Amazon again. The guy goes, no English. I asked the Amazon guy if it was flooding. Like, you know, he rides around. Sorry, no English. So Amazon's no English either. It's like the guy who crashed the semi-truck. But yeah, if you know, let me know. I believe this is 5mm wire. And it should screw from here. It should screw from there. And I can just change the spark plug wire apart, which I didn't even know you can do until like recently. I'm like, man, I'm a small engine noob. I probably had other small engines that had a bad wire, and I kept on quitting, and like I just didn't know what it was. Like, that's 7 on this Honda. I damn well know that. That's got to be 7mm wire. So that's probably 5 or smaller. I don't know. Probably 5. Could you go fatter? I don't know. But we got to change that wire. We'll wait till our carb rebuild kit, and we're just gonna pick it up like this and tape it and see if it runs after we mess with the carb, to say that that variable is done. And then do the wire, and then get rid of this Champion spark plug and put an NGK in there. This Champion's kind of suck. It's not terribly worn, but a little oil felt. Anyway, I found the cool lids though from the thrift store. I needed some. That's where you find lids. Garbage can lids and plastic box lids. If you're ever missing any or break any, you find free ones. But yeah, if you know anything about those plug wires, let me know. Again, this should just pop off over here. If you pull this through, that should just be a little spring, and it should just pierce the wire somewhere on that end, and that side should be a screw end. And I don't think I need any type of sealer on it as well, but we'll figure it out. Maybe some local parts store has it. But I'm just gonna look at this one more time before the rain comes, because the rain's ruining everything. SMP 3C, it's probably the date, C1 SMP. There's the SAE number, which was destroyed. Do not try liquid electrical tape, it's not going to work. And then we're just going to measure their length, which might be like a foot. We don't know yet. Might be a foot. Yeah. No idea though. I had coils too, and I junked them off engines, and they're probably good coils. I'm mad about it because I could have did a test run and taking it off and putting it back on the coil side on the wire. But if you know, let me know. Again, most bozos just change the whole thing when you don't have to. They'll put the Chinese whole thing on when you don't need to. Fix what you have. But yeah, this has to come off, no big deal. That has to come off. I think it's just like 3 or 4 screws. And then this whole shaft will come off. And the clutch is over here. We can clean it all up because it's funky. And it should be alright.